And now, words of wisdom with Adam Carriker.
A soft taco is nothing more than the ripoff of a mini burrito. Chad Dukes.
And we welcome you back to Fourth and Pain, the only pro wrestling show to be hosted by an NFL player and a weight loss champion. He's Redskins defensive end Adam Carriker.
Holy Moses Malone.
Former wrestling announcer turned weight loss champion Chuck Carroll here. Be sure to give us a follow on Twitter at Fourth and Pain and join us each and every Sunday morning right here. 106.7 The Fan, 8 a.m. bright and early. A great way to start your day. And so it's time to open up the ye old mailbag. Fans have been sending you questions left and right on Twitter at Adam Carriker 94 or at Fourth and Pain using the hashtag Ask Adam. So we're going to answer a few from them on the air right now. You ready?
Let's do it.
Any question under the sun. We're going to start with Gary Asher. Give him a follow. Garster2K10 on Twitter. He writes in, are you almost fully healthy? Because our defense really needs you at the beginning of next year on our way to Super Bowl 48.
At the present moment right now, am I 100%? The answer is no. But you got to keep in mind, it's mid-January. Like, I've got till the end of July to be healthy. And trust me, by the end of July, training camp, I will be ready to go.
Let's switch things up, take things on a wrestling variety now. At Skins Joe writes in, do you think the Shield finally gets what's coming to them at the Royal Rumble on Sunday?
We're going to discuss this a little bit more in a couple minutes when we dive into what we think is going to happen at the Royal Rumble. I actually don't think they're going to get what's coming to them yet. I actually think they're going to have a huge impact on the Rumble match.
And back to the foosball. Redskins Unit on Twitter. Give them a follow at Redskins Unit. What are the chances the Redskins take the Honey Badger?
I have no idea. It's tough. You never know what's going to happen in the draft. Sometimes you have guys taken in the first round to shock people. Sometimes potential first rounders drop to like the second or third round. I'm going to tell you this much: that Tyrann Mathieu has a ton of talent. He has first round talent, but he also comes with a lot of baggage. So we'll see how that plays out. If they do take him, we have got one talented guy in our locker room.
At Blend Solo, BLEN Solo on Twitter writes in, and a wrestling related one, could you take on the Big Show and win?
Absolutely. I mean, the guy, what is he, 7 foot, 80 million and like 5,000 pounds? I have one leg and I can move around better than he can.
I like it.
Plain and simple.
Well,
bring it, old man.
That's the second person on the WWE roster that you say that you can take, because if memory serves correct, you said that you could beat Mark Henry in an arm wrestling competition.
He used to be the world's strongest man.
Now it's you? Are you proclaiming yourself?
I don't proclaim myself to be the world's strongest man. That's Philip Daniels, and he's old and delusional.
So he fits.
I love
right
you,
in there.
Phil. I love you.
Last question here for Ask Adam. Be sure to submit yours at Fourth and Pain using the hashtag Ask Adam. What position do you think the Skins draft first? Who would you like them to get with that first pick?
You know, I'm trying to think of anybody who's going to come back on our D-line that might help. I can't really think of any. We might need a left defensive end this year. We don't really have anybody with big arms or anything like that. So I'm thinking maybe a running back. I mean, did we get one this year? Do we have a good running back this year?
Some guy, 6th-round pick out of Florida Atlantic.
Fred Marisco, what's his name?
Fred Marisco. He only won the Fourth and Pain title 4 times.
Oh, is that all? More than anybody else?
Really, to be comfortable, I think we need a good 5-time champion there. A good 5-time champion.
To really solidify his position
Absolutely.
on the team? Okay.
Absolutely.
We'll make that happen next year.
Zipping up the mailbag here with the question from Nicholas Furr, who writes in, and this is a good question, a fitting one. Who will be the winner of the Royal Rumble?
Hey, that leads right into our next segment. And I'm 50-50 on it. You know, I think it's either going to be John Cena, because I keep hearing about Rock, Cena too. But I think it's going to be Randy Orton, because I just refuse to give in to this scenario where The Rock and Cena face each other again. I have been saying since last WrestleMania that I want to see all things bright versus all things dark, all things G-rated versus all things scary, John Cena versus Undertaker, and that's not a popular matchup. Chad Dukes came on. He didn't like that. I don't care. You're wrong, Chad. Woo! And the next thing is, I just don't want to see Cena versus The Rock again. We saw it. We've already seen it.
I know we've already seen it.
So I think the guy who's going to win, let me get to my answer. I think the guy who's going to win is the guy who gets a huge pop when he comes out, a guy who's won the Royal Rumble in the past, the youngest ever World Heavyweight Champion in history at the age of 24, Randy Orton, the guy who has the 3rd most Twitter followers of anybody on the WWE roster. The guy needs to be back at the top again, Randy Orton.
I like where your head's at. But you're going to get more of the same. And as I've been saying since last year, there will be a rematch. John Cena versus The Rock at WrestleMania. Dude, here's the thing. It's going to happen.
Why?
You just need to accept it. And here's the other thing. Okay? There's not time for them to set up a true feud between one another. Besides, you're talking about, again, two big baby faces. They started their feud long before the Royal Rumble leading into last year's WrestleMania. The only way that they can jump into it now is if John Cena were to win. He's due, and it will be The Rock versus Cena for the title at WrestleMania. Sorry to tell you that.
So apparently you're predicting The Rock to beat CM Punk, and you're predicting Cena to win the Rumble.
Absolutely. Which leads me to, why don't we just go ahead and go down the line, make our predictions for the matches on the Royal Rumble, the undercard, if you will, outside of the Royal Rumble match itself. So we'll start there. Obviously, I'm taking The Rock against CM Punk. How do you see it?
I'm taking The Rock as well. He's not going to come back and lose this match.
Couldn't agree more. Then we've got the last man standing match for the World Heavyweight title, the Big Slow versus Alberto Del Rio. Who do you have in this one?
Well, it's the Big Slow. I'm going to take Alberto Del Rio. And Mexican Rodriguez.
Yes.
A little outside interference, maybe.
I love the fact that you're on board with the Rodriguez.
I like the Rodriguez.
That's a good man. I, for one, am also saying Alberto Del Rio is going to retain. And then we have the WWE Tag Team title match. The Rhodes Scholars versus Team Hell No. Who takes it? Who's got the gold?
I've been saying that Kane and Daniel Bryan eventually are going to disperse. They have graduated from anger management. They can no longer milk that cow anymore. And I have been saying that they're going to have a SummerSlam rematch at WrestleMania. And I think this is the time that they drop the belts, Team Rhodes Scholar wins, and they start building up to this feud at WrestleMania between Daniel Bryan and Kane. So I'm taking Team Rhodes Scholars.
I wonder if both of them enter the Royal Rumble match, if that's where their feud kind of begins. If they drop the title earlier in the card, and then they come back and they get into it in the Royal Rumble match.
I like it.
I think that that's what could happen. But now we have ourselves...
Well, who do you got? Are you taking Team Rhodes Scholars as well?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I don't think that there's...
Copycat.
I'm sorry. What can I say? Great minds think alike here. But let's take some time. Let's take a couple of minutes here. We've given our winners for the Royal Rumble match. Of course, you are going with Randy Orton. I'm going with John Cena. But let's talk about surprise entrants. There are 30 spots available for the Royal Rumble contest. And we've been hearing all of this talk about surprise entrants. Every single year there are a few oh wow names. So what we've done is we've gone through and compiled a list of surprise entrants that we think are either A, plausible, or B, would just be cool enough that we got to throw their name out there and just hope like hell that we actually see them in the Royal Rumble match. And for me, it kind of starts with Jake the Snake Roberts. This is a guy we've talked about, a guy that's turning his life around a la Ray Lewis, a guy that's putting in a lot of hard work, wants to have that comeback. Wouldn't it be fitting if he got one more run in the Rumble?
I think that would be interesting. We actually have our whole own Royal Rumble match here. We got like 15 people. We got our own Rumble match. We got to speed through these kind of quickly here.
Not enough room for all of these surprises. Then I've got Vader. He was the guy that came back for Raw 1000. Also recently, I believe, picked up a title on the independent circuit, so that got some press. I think he's a viable candidate. Here's one that I'm really excited about, and I think this one above many is plausible. Evan Bourne. Haven't seen this guy in a while. His wellness policy suspension is over. He should be healthy. He should be ready to come back and make an impact. I think that the Royal Rumble is a great place for him to resurface.
I completely agree. I like wellness policy.
Well, that's what WWE
politically correct way to put that. Nice.
He's a two-time wellness policy offender. Not so well
nice.
there. Then we've got Christian. He's been MIA for a while. Mick Foley headed into the WWE Hall of Fame. I thought that it would be cool if he comes out and goes over the top rope rather quickly. Bob Backlund.
I like that.
He's a guy that's come out, and CM Punk's taken a couple of shots at him as of late anyway, so his name has kind of been out there. So I think that we could see him. And then the aforementioned Mexican Rodriguez.
You just love this guy.
I do. I'm a big fan of Roberto Rodriguez. I think that he's a guy that's going to come out, make a name for himself in the Royal Rumble match. Now, we've got some heavy hitters coming up, but my last pick here, Road Dogg, Jesse James. He works for the company. It just seems to make sense that he would make an appearance.
It could happen. My issue with that is he was a surprise entrant last year. I doubt if they do it 2 years in a row.
Yeah, low-hanging fruit. Sometimes it's just easy. But here are the three biggies. And these are three big names that you threw out to me literally right before we started taping. And I think that if you throw these guys out there, it's going to start to set the road to WrestleMania, which officially begins with this pay-per-view. And so we start with Triple H. I can't see WrestleMania happening without a Triple H match.
Oh, I love it. I love the next name even more. I love Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
They both extremely excite me. The Undertaker, which is our last name, I like it. I just don't think it's going to happen because he's not going to be put into the championship picture.
Not just yet, but this is a guy we really haven't seen on camera. Well, he did the Raw 1000 appearance, but this is a guy that we haven't seen on camera since last WrestleMania. This is a guy that starved for some attention.
You got Anna Burns Welker. Is she going to come out and join the Royal Rumble as well?
No. That was a note from a previous segment, you fool.
I like it though, Anna Burns Welker.
She get thrown over the top rope in a hurry with all that heat she's been facing.
Oh boy.
But then I think that you had said something. Tommy Dreamer's another guy. Maybe he tweeted something.
He mentioned it on Twitter, something about be at the Royal Rumble or something like that.
Curious to find out who you think will be a surprise entrant in the Royal Rumble. What are your picks? Tweet us at 4th and Pain. Let us know. I mean, this is honestly, Adam, my favorite pay-per-view of the entire year. It just does not get any better than this.
Mine too. I like it above WrestleMania. And I've actually got some quick facts, some quick trivia facts when I run through.
Yeah,
the spot that has won the Royal Rumble more than any other spot is the 27th spot. Everyone wants that 30th entrance spot, and that spot has won it twice. The spot that has won it as many times as the 30th entrance spot is the number 1 spot. It has won it twice, which is as much as number 30.
Interesting.
Shawn Michaels has the most all-time eliminations with 38. Most single Rumble eliminations by one individual is Kane with 11. The individual who spent the most time on all of his career collective Rumble matches is Triple H at almost 2.5 hours. Rey Mysterio has the most longest single running time in elimination in a Royal Rumble match. It's 62 minutes. Let's see what else we got here.
Quick correction on Triple H. Don't mean to make you look like a fool, but that's 221 minutes. That's like 3 hours and 40 minutes, something like that. That's a long time.
Once again, I'm not a math major. I'm not, Sheldon Cooper, so I apologize. I need a calculator just to do my own, add 2 and 2. Let's see here.
Last year by no, it's okay. It's okay. Last year by year, shortest time. Epico, he only lasted 11 seconds. I believe that the shortest length of time ever in the Royal Rumble goes to Santino Marella. Lasted all of 1 second.
1 second
in 2009.
Kind of like Chuck.
Shut up. Never.
There you go. Shut up.
It is my crutch. Never going to happen. And the most appearances by a WWE superstar in the Royal Rumble, that honor belongs to Kane with 15. Again, tweet us your predictions at 4th and Pain, surprise entrance. Your picks, The Rock versus CM Punk. Who's going to win? Let us know at 4th and Pain. Stick around. Don't go anywhere. This here is 4th and Pain.